Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the brand new Whatif. And before I give you the title, even though I guarantee you've already seen it if you've literally read the title, I just want to say I hope you do enjoy it. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, share with your friends and family, hit that notification bell so you never miss another daily upload. Hit that like button because it helps a lot more than you know. It makes YouTube recommend my videos to other people, and it'll get me back it'll get me back into the YouTube game, guys. Come on. But anyway, mug. Sorry, I sprayed a lot of deodorant and it's just coated my throat. Oh my goodness. Anyway, this brand new Whatif is what if Naruto was born God level, and I mean exactly what I mean. It is what if Naruto was born God level, so he's insanely powerful from the get-go. He was born with insane power. I'm just going to give you three things that he has: infinite chakra, insanely strong and durable. Like, he's insanely strong and it's hard to hurt, I'm just saying. And he can do jutsus like ninjutsu without hand signs, but for him to learn to be able to do it, he needs to do that jutsu at least once with hand signs, and other than that he can spam it. That's all you're going to get told for now. I'll reveal more and more as we go on. Anyway, let's get straight into this What If. We go to a cold and dark night in the Leaf Village. The Nine Tails is attacking, but thankfully, due to the fourth Hokage's insane efforts, a rogue shinobi was subdued, but he escaped, and also the Nine Tails was somewhat put under control. He managed to make it back just in time to see his son be born, and to his shock, when his baby boy opened his eyes and began to cry, his eyes were purple. Minato immediately recognizes this as the Rinnegan, but he knows that he doesn't have a time to panic or time to think about this, as the Nine Tails is immediately attacking. He manages to save his son's life by him and his wife being impaled, but it wasn't in vain, as the fourth Hokage activates the Reaper Decil and ends up sealing the entirety of the Nine Tails inside his son, believing that with this Rinnegan his boy will be able to control it. As this baby boy, whose name is Naruto Uzumaki, is laying there crying, he looks out of the corner of his eye, and unknown to Minato, the world makes sense to him. He sees this man getting killed, and he doesn't know who this man is, but he feels a connection to him, and that makes him cry even louder, lose control of his emotion. He begins crying loud, his power leaks out, the ground shakes, and he puts his hand out, pointing towards the Reaper. His purple Rinnegan eye begins to glow, as the Reaper's soul, its very foundation, is ripped from it and being absorbed into Naruto. Naruto completely absorbs this Reaper, or should I say Soul Reaper, or Grim Reaper, whatever way you think about it. I don't know, I said Soul Reaper. And finally, the attack has ended, with Naruto becoming the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails and absorbing a Grim Reaper's soul. The third Hokage, also known as Hiruzen, finally shows up and sees Naruto laying on the ground. He picks him up, and the only thing he can think is, damn, if I got it earlier, Minato might have survived. And it finally happens. Naruto opens his eyes, revealing that he has a Rinnegan. Due to this, the third Hokage immediately recognizes that Naruto just is in danger from people attacking him for being the fourth Hokage's son. He's in immediate danger from people attacking him in search of the Rinnegan. And that's when the third Hokage chooses that he will look after him from now, and also calls his old student, Jiraiya. Informs him that Minato's dead, but his son has the Rinnegan. So the third Hokage tells him if he has anything to do, wrap up now, immediately get back to the village. Because he's going to have to raise Naruto, but it's no big rush. Let him get what he actually needs to be done, as the third Hokage will step in for him till then. Due to this, Naruto is raised by the third Hokage. He's raised by the third Hokage and lives with him, but however, the villagers still hate him, but it's less open than usual. Normally he shares verbal insults, but one day this man got drunk. It was a shinobi, a group of them at least, and one of them said, you demon bat, you killed the Hokage. And he throws a massive right hook at Naruto. Naruto eats it, hits him dead on in his face, and he does it. As the man starts screaming, he punched Naruto that hard, but Naruto's body being so tough, he broke his hand. He began screaming, "The demon brat attacked me! The demon brat attacked me!" Some who are watching this, I know that the third Hokage is the one who was raising Naruto. He says, why do people always go from what they know ain't gonna work? But another shinobi whipped out kunai and lunged at Naruto, attempting to actually slice his throat. Naruto, had a simple reflex out of his training with the third Hokage, dodges out the way and throws a right hook, hitting this person dead on in his nose. This sends him flying one side of the village to the other, and as he's tumbling, his nose has been literally shattered. As he's tumbling, he's broke his legs, his arms, his ribs, and he lands on the other side. He gets hospitalized from this for like 3 weeks, and everyone learns that lesson: don't fuck with Naruto. That was when Naruto was about 4. The third Hokage has only been teaching him somewhat taijutsu now, but they decide, let's start with some ninjutsu. After learning that Naruto has every single chakra nature, the third Hokage smirks saying, you're just like me. And they start Naruto off with a simple water bullet jutsu. First try, Naruto aces it. And the third Hokage congratulates him and goes, wow, you did it, blah blah blah. But then Naruto does it again and again and again. The third Hokage is so confused, as I bet you're wondering, why is the third Hokage confused? Naruto did it without any hand signs. But after seeing this, they begin to work on other jutsus, and not only did they learn that Naruto can control the elements like earth, he can control earth, wind, water, fire, lightning without any hand signs, but he can control it freely. But after he does a jutsu and learns it with hand signs, he can then do that again with no hand signs instantaneously. We now go to Naruto's 5th birthday, and this is the day that Jiraiya actually arrives in the village. Naruto's sitting in the third Hokage's office, as that's the only place the third Hokage really wants him there to keep him safe. And when Jiraiya walks in, he sees Naruto, and a warm feeling hits his chest. He immediately gets reminded of Minato, and he sees Naruto's eyes and thinks, oh, Nagato. He walks over to Naruto and says, hey there Naruto, I'm Jiraiya. I'm your goddad, you're going to be living with me today. The third Hokage smiles, and he goes to Naruto, this is the man I told you about. Naruto's eyes light up a little bit, and he says, cool. Naruto begins walking, and he holds onto Jiraiya's hand as Jiraiya's guiding him out of the village, out of the Hokage's office to get to his house. That's when Jiraiya feels it. Nature energy? What? He begins to scan Naruto's chakra source, and he says, incredible. I can't sense the end of his chakra, but also, he's in sage mode, but he doesn't even realize it. I'm not going to push too much on this now, but I'm definitely going to take him to Mount Miyaboku one day. Naruto is taken out of the Leaf Village on Jiraiya for 4 years of training, to the point he's 9 and where he would return to the academy. Throughout this journey, Naruto learned hundreds, if not thousands of jutsus. Of course, the Rinnegan, not the Rinnegan. He learned how to use his Rinnegan. He learned how to use it. He learned the Rasengan. He learned the Flying Dragon Jutsu. And he's already been informed about who his father is. So he felt like him learning the jutsu was basically his father passed on his will. He learned he learned multiple jutsus that Jiraiya knows. And due to him being able to freely use them afterwards, he became a beast. But we get to the day that Naruto returns back to the Leaf Village. After the third Hokage is heard, also, on his trip, Naruto had to kill some people to Jiraiya's dismay. Naruto grew up differently. He never once felt fear due to his power. And due to the way he has lived, he has no problem when he has to kill someone, but it doesn't mean he does it for fun. He only kills someone when there's no other option. And during this trip, with Jiraiya helping him slowly, he managed to build a conversation with the Nine-Tails, and due to Naruto's overwhelming chakra, the Nine-Tails couldn't really interfere with him. Instead, the Nine-Tails couldn't really subdue Naruto, and they began talking when Naruto was about 6. At first, Kurama was like, get this brat away from me, but with Naruto's constant efforts, he began to actually have a conversation with Naruto, and very quickly, they became friends, revealing their names to each other. As soon as he returns to the village, he finds out that the third Hokage promoted him to Jonin, hearing about his amazing adventures with Jiraiya, but he still has Naruto to a role in the academy. So guys, I'm so itchy! Oh, you know what, I'm gonna have to stop using. Ow! He enrolls in the first day of the academy, and he meets a boy named Sasuke Uchiha. They end up getting along, but one thing that makes clear to everyone that Naruto is just a level above them. But some people remember him from his parents saying he's a demon brat, so not everyone is in love with him, but some people are. We now time skip to the night of the Uchiha massacre. Naruto's just laying there, and Naruto doesn't know why he can, but he can always just sense where people are. This is the sage mode that he doesn't realise is always active. And that's what happens. He senses a spike in bloodlust, and someone that shouldn't be in the village is in there, and it's at Sasuke's house. He jumps out of his bed and jumps onto his roof and takes a massive leap, flying across the leaf village, and lands there. He lands in front of Itachi, and Itachi goes, Naruto, as him and Naruto and Sasuke are friends. Naruto has been to Sasuke's house, and he goes, Itachi, what are you doing? Itachi goes, you don't understand, this is for Sasuke. And he lunges towards Naruto, attempting to knock him out. Keep in mind, he doesn't really know how strong Naruto is. Naruto blocks his punch and ends up grabbing Itachi by his arm, his hand, his wrist and his shoulder, slamming him into the ground. He places a sealing jutsu on Itachi at this point, and he says, where's the other person I can sense? He disappears on a body flicker. And he appears next to this masked man who we would know to be Toby or Obito. And he says, who are you? Get out of my friend's section. And he boots Obito in the face. If you're wondering, how could he land this? Because Naruto was moving at insane speeds. And lucky for him, due to this, he actually managed to land an indecent hit. Obito goes into his chameleon mode, and Naruto takes another swing. Damn it, I can't interact. No, don't think. So I'm guessing he used his eye, because Naruto could see the Sharingan saying, Genko Sharingan, I've heard Jiraiya talk about it. But I've also heard my eye's far superior. Now Naruto begins channeling his chakra in a different way. Instead of seeping it through his chakra network, he lets it seep out into his skin. And this pure base chakra manages to interact with Obito, sending him flying across the village. Due to this insane damage he just felt, Naruto also didn't keep up with it. He started throwing combos after combos, rupturing organs, breaking ribs. Obito ran away, and Naruto runs over to Itachi. He picks him up by his collar and slams him into the ground. How could you? That's your little brother, this is your family, you're killing them. And Itachi ends up revealing that he's sick, and he did this to save Sasuke from the Leaf Village. As in this version, the third Hokage didn't say, okay, kill the Uchiha clan. Danzo ended up pressuring Itachi to do it. After hearing that Itachi's sick, Naruto says she should have just said that. He ends up summoning up the king of hell and chucks Itachi in it. Itachi screams, no, stop! But then he gets spat back out. He says, all my physical injuries are gone, but my illness is still there. Naruto ends up stopping and thinking for a second. Jiraiya told me about it, but I've never really tried doing it. He puts his hand forwards, mixing his nature energy, his insane amount of chakra, Kuroma's chakra, and his Rinnegan abilities. He begins healing Itachi's injury. This is a technique that Jiraiya's old teammates Tsunade used, and as Naruto does it, a weird curse seal spreads throughout his body and meets on his forehead, becoming a purple triangle. Itachi recognizes it as the Byakugo seal, and eventually he's fully healed. Itachi apologizes to Naruto and actually thanks him for getting him out of the dance's control, giving him a sense of reality. and says that he's always welcome at their home. This means that the Uchiha clan doesn't die, but Itachi does admit to his parents what happened and what he was being forced to do. And his parents said, it's fine now. You didn't do it, thankfully. Thanks for Naruto at least. And with this, everything goes pretty normal. We now go to the last day of the attack of the academy. Naruto easily finishes first, but Mitsuki says to him, if you want to become a Jonin, blah blah blah, as no one knows what Naruto actually can do. And he said, if you want to become a Jonin, then you have to steal the sacred scroll ceiling. Naruto immediately recognizes this as a trap and instead flips it. And he says, okay then, I'll do it. And the place where he's meant to meet Mitsuki, he doesn't. As he told the third Hokage what was going on. So the third Hokage tells Mitsuki that Naruto stole the scroll, you need to go find him. And when he finally finds Naruto, Naruto's standing there waiting for him, saying, do you really think I'm that stupid, stealing the sacred scroll ceiling for that? Mitsuki begins laughing, saying, you damn brat, you had one job. I'm gonna kill you, so you don't get to tell the rest of what happened, and I'm gonna tell everyone though, you nine-tailed brat attacked me, losing control. Naruto isn't phased, and Mitsuki says, don't you know you're the nine-tailed Jinchuriki? You're the Jinchuriki of that demon. Naruto gets pissed off, and he says, demon? Kurama isn't a demon. He's just misunderstood by all you lot trying to use him for his power. Mitsuki begins laughing, saying, how would you know? Naruto, for the first time, with him actually defending Kurama, the final link was made, a full-fledged friendship, a partnership. And Naruto ends up entering KCM1, showing off to Mitsuki that Kurama isn't a demon. And he then goes on to beat the absolute living shit out of Mitsuki, throwing combos left and right. And then until it actually ends up impaling Mitsuki's stomach, not fatally, but if he don't get attention soon, he will be. After this, Naruto gets placed in the Team 7, and the team is Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto. When he hears this about him and Sasuke, they fist bump, and they both go, yes! And Sakura goes, oh, Sasuke, and she goes, I guess Naruto's alright. As in this version, she doesn't hate Naruto, as Naruto's shown to be a top dog, but she's just always been having a little crush on Sasuke. They get given Kakashi, and of course, he's late again. But when he finally shows up, he sees Naruto and says, it's Sensei's kid, and them eyes. No one really tries to pick on Naruto for his eyes, and oh my god, itchy! Oh. But yeah, and Kakashi goes, this is gonna be interesting. He tells all of them to show up tomorrow at 5 in the morning and don't eat breakfast or they'll be sick. But Jiraiya already tells Naruto it's a trap, so Naruto still eats. They finally show up to the field, and when Kakashi shows up 3 hours late and gives him an excuse, he tells them about the bell test. Sakura says that there's only 2 bells. One of us, what about one of the other person? And Kakashi goes, I don't see how that's my problem still. And they say begin. Naruto doesn't run away, and Kakashi says, I've heard you're strong, but just because you're strong doesn't mean you need to be cocky. And Naruto says, this ain't cockiness, this is confidence in my abilities. And it begins. Kakashi runs at Naruto, as he isn't really in Makeup Paradise. He does heard that Naruto has been promoted to Jonin, but he's still doing the test. So either way, he is going to be on the squad. And Naruto's easily dodging this. He's not even paying attention. He's looking at the weather. He's dodging it left and right. And this goes on for about 10 minutes. Even when Kakashi begins using jutsu, like fire style, earth style, nothing happens. And he begins laughing, saying, this is the best you got, Kakashi, of the Sharingan, the copy ninjutsu, copied over 1,000 jutsu. I am ashamed. I am bored. And Kakashi, hearing this, gets vexed. And he loses control slightly of his emotions, and he yells, Chidori! He begins rushing towards Naruto. He only done this because he thought that Naruto was going to dodge. That's when he realizes Naruto isn't moving. Wait, it's too late. No! Damn it! He doesn't have time to cancel this jutsu, to cancel the Chidori. And instead, he just winced. He nearly closes his eyes watching it hit Naruto, but to his shock, it does absolutely nothing to Naruto. It just leaves a little burn mark in his clothes. Naruto just ate the Chidori of his body. His body's too strong for it. And seeing this, he says, Kakashi, I'm not pissed off because it's me, but if that was anyone else, you could have killed them. learn your lesson. He boots the ground and then is flying into the air, knocking Kakashi out, kicking his chin, passing the bell exam. Naruto and his squad didn't need to do anything over the top for their missions, as there were 2 Jonins on the team. Yes, they got the rule that Naruto's a Jonin. Sasuke goes, no fair. Sasuke gets, yes, that's Naruto, I know. They get immediately given a sea rank mission to escort a bridge builder to the land of waves. When this bridge builder Tazuna walks in, he's drunk. He gets, this is the squad that meant to escort me. Pitiful. I just am so bored of this. But Naruto ends up glaring this man down, and Tazuna feels it in his chest. This pressure. This isn't a normal kid, and he immediately shuts up. As they're walking to the village, Naruto notices the puddle, and with Sage Bro can sense the energy in it, but ignores it. And when the Demon Brothers finally jump out saying, haha, we put you by surprise and nothing you can do now, Naruto just puts his hands up saying, almighty push. This completely obliterates these 2 Demon Brothers, mangling their limbs, sending them flying away, nearly killing them, but not enough. And Kakashi sends for not backup, for like a cleanup squad from the Leaf Village to come get their bodies. But as this happens, Zabuza's weird sword comes flying in, and Kakashi says, duck! Everyone else ducks but Naruto, and instead using a partly KCM1, sends a Kurama arm and catches the sword, bringing it down to his side. Zabuza lands next to him saying, impressive. You are one of the first ninjas to be able to catch my sword. You are worthy of to fight me. I am the demon of the mist. I am Zabuza. I'm one of the legendary ninja swordsmen. Anyone who try to fight. Before Zabuza can get over his speech, Naruto's appeared next to him throwing a right hook, spinning Zabuza's jaw, making him feel dizzy, sending him flying away. And Naruto jumps down and begins walking towards walking towards Zabuza, but Kakashi grabs his arm and says, no, let me show you how a seasoned Jonin does things. After about 5 minutes of fighting Zabuza, he ends up getting caught in a water prison jutsu, due to mainly Haku throwing Senbon from the side, slicing at Kakashi's arm, meaning Kakashi went for a second. Zabuza begins laughing, saying how they were good at first, but now they are nothing without their sensei. They might as well give their heads down, they might as well slit their own throats now and let their head draw. While he's laughing, Naruto just speaks very calmly and says, almighty Paul. This yanks Haku out of the trees and Kakashi towards him. He grabs Kakashi and puts him down softly, and he's still holding Haku by the throat. And he says, very, very calmly with no emotion, surrender or I'll kill your ally. Zabuza says, you're bluffing. You're a kid. What do you know about killing someone? Naruto begins not smirking, but his face changes from a calm face to a confident face. His grip begins to tighten, and Haku begins choking on air, going, Naruto remains uncalmed and phased by this and ends up tightening his grip. Zabuza yells him to stop, but Naruto smiles, and an Earth Dragon shoots at the ground without Naruto doing anything, digging into Zabuza's stomach, lifting him into the ground, and in the air, and a seemingly fist made out of pure air slams Zabuza back into the ground. Naruto looks at this and thinks, oh, I can't ever be entertained longer than 2 minutes, can I? He lets go of Haku, booted him towards Zabuza. And Sasuke thinks, this is my chance, and he runs in towards Haku and Zabuza on the ground, thinking, this is my chance to prove to Naruto that I'm useful, that I'm doing my training. But Haku immediately manages to get Sasuke in an ice prison jutsu. Before Naruto or anyone can react, he's immediately bombarded with Senbon, piercing every single part of his body. For the first time in years, for the first time in all his life that he can remember at least, Naruto is overwhelmed by rage, hatred, as his best friend has just been, what Naruto thinks is killed. The ground beneath him begins to shake, as power leaks out from Naruto's body. His true power begins to leak. When I mean the ground shake, I mean all over the world it is shaking. The ice prison shatters, and a weird white chakra seeps from Naruto's body. This is him and Naruto. This is Naruto's chakra and Kuroma's chakra perfectly linking for the first time, and it covers Sasuke, healing all his injuries. And as a matter of fact, Sasuke awakens his Sharingan, immediately becoming a Tsurutomoe, but the red colour of the triangle is stained white by this Naruto's chakra. And Sasuke wakes up for a second and falls back unconscious. Zabuza is frozen in place, but he begins laughing, not realising that Sasuke is alive. Begins laughing, saying, "You thought you was a top dog, now look at your teammate dead. You couldn't do nothing about it. Now surrender your life or you will be next. You can never stand against someone like me, a legendary ninja swordman. You are nothing." Before, even though he was frozen in place, he was still given verbal, and Naruto appeared in front of him, with rage still boiling over him from him. His nails became claws, and he places them on Zabuza's throat. And he rips out Zabuza's throat, and he begins walking towards Haku, grabbing him up by his headband and holding him by his hair. No, he actually grips onto his head and begins just slowly yanking. He tears Haku's head from his shoulders, decapitating him, and blood sprays everywhere. Sakura, watching this, throws up and gains a new fear called Naruto. And Kakashi is saddened but also impressed by Naruto's readiness to kill, and he's also proud of the lengths that Naruto will go to protect his friend. After this, the bridge is managed to be built, and in memory of what Naruto did to them, it is named the Bridge of Naruto Uzumaki. And Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi, and Sakura end their mission and begin to head back to the Leaf Village. Other than that, guys, I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure you share with your friends, family, like, subscribe, comment down below, blah blah blah. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, because it helps a lot more than you know. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat, chat to me about whatever you want. And also, you guys, I told you I was gonna try. Also, I got hiccups. I told you I was going to try to change the way I make videos a little bit, and what do you think? What I did, I took Xavier's tip. He literally told me to do this. Open a Google Docs, and don't script the whole thing, script the main points, and that's what I did. So if you guys like my storytelling, if it's got a bit better, just let me know, guys. And yeah, other than that, guys, I have to go to bed now because I am knackered. Peace out. See you tomorrow. Love.